in Speedway ovals. Most of the touring car headliners are either over or nudging 50, but on the circle tracks, our senior citizens are finally under threat from some talented teenagers.
The art of speedcar short track racing has been part of the Australian oval track scene since the early 30s. Today, the high-tech machines boast larger capacity engines, lighter frames and more sophisticated running gear, with the emphasis clearly on aerodynamics. But it remains a competitive combat sport where age and aggression are still intertwined.
I started at the age of 42. I started driving a speed car. And
You're just a slow learner?
I'm just a slow learner. I raced go-karts for years before that and then had an aeroplane for 8 years. So a friend of mine bought one. I give him a hand and I liked it better than he did, so I've stuck with it.
You give as good as you get, and you know, we certainly we don't mind mixing it up, and if someone does it to us, well, then we accept it. It's part of the sport. It's a contact sport, and we're all on, there's no lines out there, and you just got to make your own arrangements.
None of the boys muck around. They're all out there to win, and so are we. So, you know, as Rod said, if push comes to shove, we'll push as good as we get. So, yeah, there's no friends on the track.
We've had an engine increase in capacity this year, so a lot of the guys have gone out and bought new power plants, which we also have, but our new power plant won't be here till just before Christmas, so we'll have to battle on until then, and then when it arrives, hopefully we'll be right on the pace.
The STP Speedcar Premiership Series at Sydney's Parramatta Raceway is considered a good form guide for the upcoming National Championship and the World Open at the Sydney Showground in January. And one driver has emerged as a clear-cut favourite for both. Rod Bowen in the black and gold 75 car is the Jeff Freeman and Johnny Stewart of the 90s, and he again ran them ragged at the Parramatta circuit last weekend. After dicing with John Field, Troy Jenkins and Brett Morris in the 20-lapper, Bowen went on to victory lane virtually unchallenged over the final laps. His form has already won him a New Zealand tour, after which he plans on returning to sprint car racing, where he'll face a whole horde of youngsters hell-bent on turning the big open wheelers into a select club for teenagers. 12 months ago, young Justin Manef had finished his HSC exams and was into sprinters. The Andrew Denton lookalike has developed a big spectator following, and last Saturday night he shone like a beacon in the Peter Jackson Premiership round. Buckled into the Billerwood Truck Sales number 14 machine, he was asked to do a Gary Rush and start up back in the 25-lap main event. On a drying and slick surface, his task was a huge ask. After running down the race leader Kerry Madsen and steering through some tight moments, he collared the leader. Madsen chose to go outside a lap car, touched a wheel and paid the penalty. At the restart, Manef cleared out to lead home talented second-generation driver Stephen Graham and consistent John Walsh. The win has moved him to within 4 points of Rush in the $250,000 Premiership Series, ensuring their clash at the Sydney circuit next Saturday will be a lively affair. Mike Raymond reporting for Sportsworld.
Thanks, Mike. Well, the day we're in... Hang on.